Good afternoon, Mike.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me here today.
The word courageous would be putting it very mildly. The obstacles Mike has overcome are monumental, and he has rightfully earned every single one of his medals. Not one drop of Mike's sweat has been wasted. Joining the forces when he was 18, Mike has served too many roles to list. Deployed twice, Mike has had more than one near miss with death. On foot patrol, he stepped on an IED that blew up, sending Mike flying through the air. Both of his legs were ripped from his body, and catastrophic damage was caused to his arms and hands. He bled out and died twice. He was not given the chance to live, but he did. He has had 18 surgeries and 18 blood transfusions. He has been asked how lucky he was that day, but surprisingly, he says not lucky at all. Mike proudly served our country 19 years, country's highest military honor. Mike has undoubtedly earned respect and admiration nationwide. Despite coming so close to losing his life more than once, Mike still stands tall on his artificial legs and says he is proud to have done what few others can, which is be a soldier. You have no doubt faced numerous and enormous obstacles in your life. I've read you say, you find a path with no obstacles, it probably doesn't lead anywhere.
We really are the creators of our own environment. Right? I just could have literally rolled over and died and just given up on life. As a soldier, I was never trained to do that. Despite the fact that I had lost my legs and my arms and hands didn't work anymore, I just wanted to push forward and find what we call our new normal. What's I love about sports? Originally, sports came into action for me because they were having a really hard time getting my hands to function again because they'd been broken in 25 places, crushed. I love the freedom of it. I actually liked racing against able-bodied people. And it wasn't to beat them. It was just to be accepted still as an athlete. They don't look at me as a guy with a disability. They're saying, wow, that guy's an athlete. My coach said something really interesting to me, and that was, if it was easy, everybody would do it. So, well, it's not easy. I'm just determined. Drive and determination that dictates how you're going to succeed. If you want to walk, get up and walk.
So you've been quoted as saying the human spirit is one of ability, perseverance, and courage.
Explain to people why there's no limitations on your life other than what you put on them yourself. As long as you try, it's worth a shot. Everybody wants gold, but did you know the hardest metal to get is bronze? Bronze, you're fighting tooth and nail just to medal. You're on the podium, it just lights you up. But to know that you earned that bronze really just changes your whole mindset as a person, that you gave it your all to be on that podium. When I met these other soldiers that were equally injured or more injured than me, it really did change my perspective as well as what I could accomplish myself. And if everybody does it together, well, geez, there's no limitations to what you can do. And one of the things that we always did was we didn't focus on the fact that you had a disability. We used to paddle with the Olympic side. They didn't care if you had a disability. It was more focus on you're an athlete and let's train you as an athlete. But sport really opens up your avenues, your horizons so much, dealing with not just parasite, but also able-bodied side. You get to really learn from each other, but your own limitations. It really is eye-opening. And I think sport is very instrumental when it comes to changing somebody's aspects of what they believe they can do.
Receiving a medal is a time-honored tradition. You've been rewarded a remarkable number of medals for your gallantry and heroism. We thank you, Mike. Some of these include the Military Medal of Valor, which is the third highest of Canadian military valor decorations, the Sacrifice Medal.
But when you realize what you have to do to receive those medals, it's astonishing. Knowing how many people had actually we had lost on our tour, they gave their lives for this country, not just myself, but for them as well. It's basically a symbolism of, I did a lot, but they did too, but they can't tell their story anymore, so I'm going to tell it for them.
What values do you feel the Invictus Games represent that are most important?
Invictus means unconquered. Really, he just wanted to get back to the grassroots of bringing soldiers together, not so much about the medals, but to give them a purpose in their lives again.
Thinking of all of your competitive experiences, you have said that your most memorable one was a 30-kilometer paddle race in Hudson Bay against 90 other competitors. You were the only disabled person in this race.
And every single time I would lap, it would be a handful of people at a time I'd be passing. And then when I finally came up to the finish line, I knew I was on my last lap. And I looked at the finish line and I seen somebody finishing, but I had no idea he was the gold medalist. My coach comes running over and they're like, "Oh, you got second place." I'm like, "What?" I think I beat third place, I think about 16 and a half minutes behind me. The guy in gold place only beat me by about 1 minute and 40 seconds, I think it was. Actually, a world-class athlete is paddling.
You said putting yourself on the line is the feeling you get when you compete.
But going out and doing these races, it really takes everything you have and a lot of commitment. You let it lie where it lies. I remember doing races where I almost passed out or I have severe heart palpitations because I'm giving it everything I have and your heart rate is going up to 200. But the sensation of competing is exhilarating. And you get to carry your maple leaf up there with you, your flag, and represent your country. There's no greater feeling than that.
How do you view the concept of quote unquote recovery?
It really took a long time to flip that switch in my own mind. Tired of being a victim, and now I just want to be the hero. But the hero in my life, not for everybody else. But
You've been quoted as saying, sport has the power to change the world.
if you look at the para world, like in the beginning, I was told by my doctors, you're probably never going to walk again. Simply when you're looking at the para athletes who are given very little hope to succeed, and all of a sudden here they are succeeding. But these are people that they wanted to overcome what they were told they would never do again.
November 11th, Remembrance Day.
For me, it really is every single day is Remembrance Day because I tell people I can't escape the war. It doesn't go away.
I would like to personally thank you, Mike, not just for the time you took today to share your experiences and insight with us, but more importantly, thank you for giving the ultimate sacrifice to protect the freedoms of our great country. It is people like you who help make our country so incredible and its citizens so lucky to live here. I know that I will fly a flag year-round for you.
Well, thank you very much for having me here today.
Thank you.